What is up, everybody? Alex from WMD here, back at you again. And today we are going to make a patch that mimics a sidechain compressor using the time warp and DVCA modules. All right, so I have my voice set up. My voice is basically a PDO running through a carbon filter, then running through the Javelin. Javelin's envelope is running into the FM on carbon. And then we've got a Volterra output running into both volt per octaves on the PDO and the carbon. And we've got a gate coming out of Metron. So if we write ourselves a sequence here, there we go. So now I'm going to run a kick drum, and we'll just keep time. So I'm just going to take my crater, I'm going to put that on 4 on the floor here. So let's turn this FM down. So one of the things that happens a lot in electronic music is that the bass and the kick drum are in the same frequency range, and they're going to clash, or they're just going to make it sound a little bit muddy, or you're just really not even going to hear the fine articulations of both. You're not going to hear exactly what you want to hear. So what a lot of people do for this is run a sidechain compressor, which basically means we're just going to take the bass line, and every time the kick drum hits, we're just going to duck the volume. So what if we don't have a compressor? Well, this is modular. I say that in a lot of my videos, and that's one of the most awesome things about modular is we can just create one. So for this patch, what I'm going to use is a time warp, which is a dual channel triggered slew, which also can be used as an envelope and an envelope follower. So I'm going to use time warp as an envelope follower. Then we're going to use the DVCA, which is a bipolar VCA. This means that we can set the VCA to a certain level and then have it react to CV in a negative way, meaning positive voltage becomes negative voltage. This will duck our signal, clearing way for our kick drum. So I'm going to take my Javelin, I'm going to run it into channel A of my DVCA, because that's the one that has the bipolar VCA function. Then I'm going to go out of my DVCA, and I'm going to run that back into channel 2 here. And now I'm going to switch the switch to bipolar VCA. I'm going to use instant mode, I'm going to use instant mode. Then I'm going to turn the bias all the way up. We're going to turn CVA all the way down. So now we have our kick drum going right. So now for this, what I'm going to do is instead of taking my kick straight into the mixer, I'm going to use another split cable.
Let me find one that's long enough. Maybe I'll just switch this guy. So this Volterra one's super long. So I'm going to run that. Just going to steal that cable real quick.
We're going to take the output from Crater. We're going to run that into the input of Time Warp. And we're going to run that also into the mixer. So if we listen, still got the same thing going on. The envelope follower is engaged when there is nothing plugged into the gate input. So we're just going to leave that empty. Now we're going to take the output of this, of the time warp, and we're going to run it into the CV of the DVCA. And now the baseline should duck to our kick drum. So I can turn the release all the way up and we just won't even hear it. And now I can use the release to really dial in when we're going to hear the kick drum and when we're going to hear the bass. So you can see here on the DVCA when we're getting that ducking. So that's a ton of it, right? I can even turn it up a little bit just so we can hear it better. That's a lot of ducking with a really long release. Shorten it up a little bit. One thing is that it will react to how long your signal going into it is, right? So if we have a longer kick drum, we're going to have longer ducking. We can also control the amount of ducking. So here's none, right? Now we can turn it down a little bit. There's just a little bit. Quite a bit. There's a lot. All right, so that's it. Pretty simple patch. Hope it gives you some ideas of some things to do in your own rig, mixing tools, things like that. So as always, please like and subscribe, and we will see y'all next time. Peace.